now to talk with our next guest that's going to be coming up in about 30 minutes from now. But let's go live on our YouTube channel there. Let's start our stream on our Facebook page, and something that you can listen to right here on the radio on 102.7 WMOM. You can listen to it on your smart devices like your Amazon Alexa, your Google Home, and also watch it on our Facebook page, our YouTube channels, both Mom FM and Hot Country Hits. And of course, you can listen to it on our app, West Michigan Radio. So check that out when you get a chance. Harold, David, Cronk, you are in the studio. How you doing, sir? And thanks for coming in this morning.
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
And I know we're about 20 minutes behind, so you don't have any. Nobody's waiting for you in sort of doing a read or anything like that, audition or anything.
No, just give me time for an extra cup of coffee. So.
All right, sounds good. Well, we appreciate you coming in. Let's chat with you for the next couple of minutes. You have a new movie coming out, and we want to chat about that this morning. Take us through. Well, first of all, I don't even want to get to that point first. I want to just kind of sort of build the foundation. You are a local from the Scottville area, but you grew up in the Baldwin area. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Let's stop right there. Just last week, there were individuals in the Baldwin community that were visiting with the students about how famous people, important people, leaders, and others have grown up in the Baldwin area that we don't know. And you are one of those individuals as well. How do you feel about that?
I love Baldwin. It was a great place. It was a great place to grow up.
That's very cool.
So many adventures. Mm-hmm. It was funny, that Gen X kid, right? So we would leave at 8 o'clock in the morning in the summer and not get home until dark on your BMX. So
yeah.
Had a bunch of great friends in that town, and really some great people that really, it was a great community to grow up in back then.
And and sometimes people, kind of sweep it off to the side and such, but there is a lot of there's a lot of individuals that have been inspired to come back and lead. There's been a lot of people that obviously that live there that want to do great. There's a lot of great fishing. Oh, good morning to you. Our listeners will honk, by the way, over the next few minutes. And there's a lot of great fishing. And so you grew up in Baldwin. You're in the Scottville area, but you were in L.A. for a period of time as well, right?
Yeah, I lived in L.A. for 6 years. I was a high school art teacher for a few years and then moved to Los Angeles to pursue my film career, and was very fortunate to be able to find some success in Los Angeles and then move back to Michigan and still work as a film director and producer from Michigan.
Now, I guess two questions come out from all of that. First, what inspired you to want to go out to LA? And the second is, why did you want to come back to Michigan?
Oh my goodness. So, as a kid, I hated school.
Okay.
I loved going to school, but I was an artist through and through. Okay. I just wanted to draw pictures and live in my imagination all day. So eventually, as I got older, I realized that kind of led toward filmmaking. And so that was the big push. I felt, I became a high school art teacher because of my dad's advice. He was a public school superintendent. And he's like, I said, Dad, I want to go to art college and be a filmmaker and an artist. And he said, no.
Okay. Yeah. Shut you down right there.
He said, go get your art education degree, and then you can use your summers off to pursue your own endeavors. And it was some great advice. Health insurance is always good.
Yeah, for
sure. And a steady income. And then I finally made the leap to Los Angeles.
Is it for all of us, small town community people and so on and so forth back here that are not movie producers, was it the struggle we see in the movies?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. Not to make it grandiose, but people ask me if I had known what it was going to take, would I do it again? And I don't know if at this age, I don't know if the answer would be yes. Back then, I think it would still be yes. Yeah. But priorities change. I've got two amazing kids. Love raising my kids here in Mason County. It's incredible, and that's really the reason I'm back here.
Yeah. No, it's good. Let's have this conversation this morning with you because, we talked off the air just a few minutes ago that there was a lot of conversation about shooting movies, producing movies here in Michigan for the longest time. We haven't heard as much about that lately, but that really hasn't stopped you. Your catalog is pretty impressive. What are some of those movies that you do kind of, hang your hat on that people will recognize?
I think I'm most well known for my film God's Not Dead. I directed the first 2 God's Not Dead films, which did really well in the box office. They were well received. We made those movies for $4 and a bucket of chicken. They not big budgets at all. I think the big studio blockbusters have more capital for their craft service budget and their catering than we had for those movies. But
those
they struck
are incredible.
They struck a chord with the audience.
Absolutely, and for a director, producer, writer. To be able to create something that on a shoestring budget, as you kind of presented there, and have it stick and resonate. Resonate, I think, would be the word that, because when you walked into the studio and we were starting to look at some of your catalog of movies that you've produced and written, that says a lot. Over the weekend, I'm watching Netflix, and and I don't know if Netflix knew that you were coming on the air this morning, okay?
AI and the phones about? Listening, they know everything.
Exactly. But I saw the suggested movies pop up there. And for that, that must feel pretty good, right?
I'm blessed.
Okay.
Staying humble.
Yeah.
Thankful that I can live here and still make films. So yeah, it's kind of cool to be watching TV and see people that on television, and it's so it's strange. It's almost 2 different worlds, right? I love this small town life and wouldn't share it for anything. So,
you've produced movies in the Manistee area. What other parts of Michigan can you put on that list? Do you mind?
Well, segue to deer camp.
Absolutely.
We had some incredible locations. We filmed it mostly in Scottville at the Thorough Farm. Okay. They have a deer hunting cabin that they so graciously let us bring a bunch of yahoos into for a few weeks and shoot at. We shot at Murphy's Tavern, Johnny's of Custer, Sanders Meats of Custer, and the Will Win Lodge in Eden Township.
Yep.
So.
And all those are recognizable areas. You are debuting this movie coming up. Familiar with me, I spent 20 years in the Grand Rapids, Ada area. And so you're going to be at Celebration Cinema, the movie theater complex there off of the Beltline. I would assume the premiere is this weekend, right?
It's the 22nd. It's Wednesday.
Oh,
actually.
22nd. Okay, all right.
And it's actually at the Celebration Cinema, the new Studio Park right downtown.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right.
They gave us the big theater down there.
That's going to be great.
Pretty amazing.
And within walking distance for a lot of people. But do you think we'll see that in other areas after that? How quickly does it get to us here in Ludington and Scottville and everywhere?
Well, speaking of shoestring budget, right? So this film was minuscule. We shot it during the height of the pandemic in the fall of 2020, with a very intrepid crew who marshaled through some crazy situations, crazy weather that you have in the fall. But the film is going to be released on about 100 to 150 screens. It opens nationwide May 31st.
Okay.
But it's not on 5,000 screens. We're going to start on about 150 screens in 15 markets across the country.
Okay.
And then if the film does well, we'll roll it out to more and more screens. So we're still trying to see if we can get it at the AMC here in Ludington. Okay. We did have a cast and crew screening preview in Manistee at the Vogue Theater, which was awesome. Shout out to the Vogue. Thank you guys for that. But yeah, we're hoping that it catches fire.
And with that said, here's a question for you. Nowadays, movie theaters versus streaming. As a director, producer, writer, actors, actresses, what's now more important? Do you know what I mean? I know that's a weird question to ask, but it's times have changed.
It's the Wild West. Yeah. Nobody knows. That's the real answer, is that nobody knows where it's going and what's happening. There are a lot of people that are making predictions, that the theaters are going to die. And personally, I don't believe that. I think there's something very magical about sitting in a theater with a group of people and taking in a story together and having that communal experience. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And Deer Camp's a great film for that. That's one of the reasons we push so hard for this film to be in theaters, not just to go to a streamer, is because it plays so well with an audience.
Well, let's talk about it. Deer Camp, set it for us. Don't give too much away.
All right.
Okay, we can't give too much away. But what's going on there?
So it's quite a departure from my faith-based films.
Okay.
If you do not go see this movie, if you're expecting one of those films, it's got some very coarse language. It has some dark comedy. It has some gore. It's a full-on horror film.
Okay.
And it's my buddy and I, Eric Michiela. We wrote this thing during the pandemic, and we're like, you know what? We're just going to go for it. Let's write the film that our 17-year-old high school selves would love. Okay. And this is what happened. But it's about a group of guys from Detroit who, in the fall of 1986, hop into a 4x4 and head north to the greatest place on earth, which we all know is Deer Camp.
Okay, yep, absolutely.
Where they managed to anger an ancient woodland spirit who's out to avenge the death of a local indigenous woman.
Wow.
And things go very badly for them in the forest.
Wow. Okay, so this is really different than God's Now Dead.
It is, like I said, it's a full-on horror film. So do not go see this. Do not take kids to see this. It's rated R.
Yeah.
But we call the film a romp.
Okay.
Right? It's got some great comedic moments. We had a wonderful cast, some of which came from Michigan. In fact, Noah Lalonde, he is the star of a hit Netflix series now called My Life with the Walter Boys.
Okay.
All right. I believe his character's name is Cole in that series. He booked that series about 3 months after we filmed Deer Camp, which was amazing.
You must feel pretty good for that part of it, because sometimes it's directly related, but in this particular case, it sounds like you got a little nudge, right?
Yeah, Noah and I and Eric, we became pretty good friends. He's a great guy, right? Hockey guy, just a great guy from Michigan. Everything you would hope somebody would be as a star, right? Just a really thoughtful, caring human being. And we were like, hey, man, we think you got a little stardust. You should actually give this a shot. And he moved to L.A. And blew up, which is amazing. Yeah,
this is great. All right, so this is. I still have some more questions for you, so hopefully you got a few more minutes with you this morning. When you were talking about this is definitely different than what you've, with all the other movies, pretty much most of the other movies that you have produced, directed, written. What most people would say, well, if I'm writing Christian movies, or I'll do the whole different spectrum. Somebody that's directing Hallmark movies, okay, over in this way, wouldn't say, hey, I need to go and do a Freddy Krueger movie in that sense. Why? Why?
Oh gosh, I hate boxes. Right?
Okay.
I'm very fortunate. I was able to direct a Disney series a couple years ago, and that was an incredible experience. I have a wide, interest in films and stories, really telling stories and just delving into characters that inspire me and characters that I love. And at the end of the day, even though Deer Camp is a horror film, it's full of biblical principles. It's full of morals. In fact, one of the things that I'm most proud of in the film is we really wanted to bring light to this issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women, and bringing that message to an audience that typically wouldn't hear it through this film. So Eric and I were like, hey, if we're going to make this film and make this horror film, which is doing all the things that a horror film should do, let's make it mean something beyond just some thrills. Let's have it be a net positive on culture.
Will people grab that? Will they be able to attach themselves to those elements that you're trying to bring out of it?
I think so. I think if they sit and think about the movie after they've seen it, and let the alcohol wear off that they probably had before the movie, I think they'll find those principles in there pretty easily.
That's cool. From a movie standpoint, is this just the start of your career? Is it? Are you deep into it? Where do you sit at this point?
I have a lot of stories left to tell.
Okay.
I'm super excited about. I have 3 projects in development right now. One is a Christmas film, which is going to be kind of my L for the Santa Claus, which is going to be a whole lot of fun. I have a 3-film children's fantasy adventure series, which is kind of my Harry Potter, which we've been developing with a bunch of local artists and writers from Los Angeles, which is great. We actually brought a bunch of writers from Los Angeles and put them through this really cool writers retreat where we put them into the forest and in cabins on the Pure Marquette River, and had an incredible experience and ended up with some fantastic scripts. That's called The Legends of Fall Hollow.
Okay.
So that's we have that in development, and then I have another that's kind of it's kind of an American Gothic. It's a supernatural thriller that takes place in the 1920s during the Prohibition era here in Michigan. So that's what I'm actively writing right now as well.
Right. Looking forward to that. Obviously, when you kind of throw out those movies right and left like that, you've got to have some. You got to have some funding. Self-funded? Do you have those that you reach out to here and there? How does that work?
Yeah, I have a group of investors that I've worked with in the past.
Okay.
Some of them have had some great successes with, the Gods Not Dead franchise, which I didn't own. I just directed that film.
Yeah.
I didn't produce it. So there's a group of people that like my work, and I'm able to go back to them for financing when I believe in something that we've put together.
And obviously, they believe in you. And I guess that helps me get closer to our wrap-up questions, which one of them is, small town kid doing what you're doing now. Ever thought that you'd ever be in that seat right there?
Not really. I've just kind of, I think it's Peter Pan syndrome a little bit. Just never wanted to grow up. I've always been an artist and just tried to stay true to what my heart tells me to do. And it's been a great journey. So.
That's cool. All right. And then, if you need any extras, there's probably some radio station people around here,
I'm going to throw this at you. We got a couple of tickets to this event in Grand Rapids.
Okay.
It's close to selling out. There's a handful of tickets left. So if you have a couple people... All
right. Non-radio station people. But do you want to... do we have time for a caller? I bet we... how about we throw some... Ashley, we'll try to get you some tickets. I mean, she's already done.
Ashley, you got a ticket. We'll hook you up.
But I'd say we open the phone lines, 231-480-1027. We'll give away these tickets. Let's take our first caller. You want to do that? And then, we own some restaurants in Grand Rapids. We own the Sundance Grill right down the road.
Fantastic.
And how about we take care of, there you go, honking. We'll take care of dinner for two for them as well. How's that?
Amazing. Look at that add-on.
Yeah, you got it. Let's see. Phone lines are ringing already. Let's swing over to it. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. And let's see if we can answer it there. WMOM Hot Country Hits. How you doing this morning?
Good. How you doing?
Good. What's your first name?
Cody.
Cody. Hey, Cody. Would you like to go to this premiere in Grand Rapids?
Yes, I would.
Yes, he would. All right. So we will take care. How about 2 tickets?
Perfect. All right, Cody.
There you go. We'll take care of dinner.
Awesome.
At the Sundance Grill in downtown Grand Rapids for you as well. And that's all yours. What do you think about this movie? What now that you've been listening to Harold for a few minutes, what's your thoughts on it?
Sounds interesting. I didn't expect it to be a horror film.
Yeah. No, it's all right. You can actually, if you want to jump over in that mic real quick here. Sorry about that. Let's. I'm gonna bring him on to the other mic. You should be able to hear it. Can you hear me on your mic? Okay. And Cody's on the phone with us. Cody, tell us about your thoughts. Now we've been talking with Harold for a few minutes.
It sounds interesting, and I did not expect it to be a horror film.
No. Now, have you seen some of his movies at all in the past?
No, I have not.
Okay, all right. Well, we got to hook you up with it. It's
Should be a fun time, Cody. We'll get you a signed poster as well. We got some full-size posters coming to the event.
Awesome, thank you.
There you go. All right, Cody. Thanks for calling in. We're going to get your number here in just a matter of moments. I'm going to actually write it down real quick so that we have it. And then we'll call you back here after this segment, okay?
All right, sounds good.
You got it? All right.
Thanks, Cody.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. I'm actually probably going to switch you over to the other side again and put you on this one and then reset everything here so I can get this out of there And there we go. I think we're... Nope, there we go. All right. So you had to jump ship. I didn't have my headphones over there for you, but it is what it is. Somebody's going to go to the premiere. What's going to happen to the premiere? What does it look like?
So it's actually going to be a lot of fun. We have some of our Michigan talent coming. We have J.J. Bidwell, who played Buck. Oh, my goodness. You guys are going to fall in love with him. Incredible actor. From the Shelby area.
Okay.
And really does a fantastic job in the film. And then also Arthur Cartwright might be in town as well. He's an actor that's been in a bunch of our films. He's from Detroit. And then big news is Noah Lalonde is coming from Los Angeles. He's going to be in person Wednesday the 22nd, Celebration Cinemas.
All right, this is good. And that cinema, they built it at the base of the condos and everything that they have downtown, and that's going to be pretty awesome.
Incredible facility,
wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I got to do a quick shout out to Aaron
Absolutely.
Lamont for setting this up. Aaron, thank you.
Oh yeah, Aaron did that, and I saw the message there that she did. She, you go to trivia, and
Yes.
And we had a chance to connect, and it's nice to be able to see. Well, I'll be frank, it's nice to be able to see that we have local talent here in the area, and you're inspiring others. I'm sure that this shows that it can be done, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, if you have the right group of people, and we had an incredible crew. Great actors, and a lot of support from the local community.
That's very cool. All right. Harold, we appreciate you coming in. We
Thank
really
you
do.
so much.
We're going to make sure Cody gets his tickets. Thanks for doing that. We're going to make sure he gets his dinner in downtown Grand Rapids. The premiere next Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Oh, wait. Yeah, this Wednesday. That's
Yep.
right. Man, the month is flying
I know,
by.
it's gone. Isn't it crazy?
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to send him down, get him dinner and tickets and all that good stuff. And Harold, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It is right now 9:29 on 102.7 Mom FM and Hot Country Hits 99.9. If you haven't checked it out, you'll get a chance to do that at the premiere this week in downtown Grand Rapids. Look for it on your radar too. Deer Camp 86. So a great movie coming here closely. It is